Yes, yes, yes. I finally watched Snow White, and I'm not gonna lie, I regret it. Yes, I do. Like this movie was a total mess, and I'm not even trying to say that the movie was a mess just because hey, is saying the same thing about the movie, but the movie was a really big mess. And so we're gonna start. So we first have like Snow White, also like singing every single second. Like one thing that I've seen when it comes like to this whole Disney remaking like classic. So like the thing that they do a lot is like those happy scene and like those singing type of stuff. But the way that I see it is the singing should be used when there is something to sing about or there's something to be said. But to be honest with you, like all the singing that were actually made were in places where there was literally nothing to say. Like the singing was not even needed. Like if you took out the singing out of the scene, it would have totally been fine. Matter of fact, it would have been pretty very much more better than actually, having them singing, which is pretty effed up because I'm pretty sure that she's a really good singer, and singing is her craft, and then she spent a really good amount of time actually perfecting her craft. But she was chosen for this specific role, and I guess they gotta do what they tell you to do. But could somebody actually tell them, hey, you know what's too much singing and it's not really needed? Because, like I said, the singing was there. It was well, they tried to make it catchy, but I'm not gonna lie, none of the songs that I've actually listened were catchy. Beside of the "Whistle Are You Back," but well, this was kind of catchy because hey, everybody knows about the song and everybody expected to the song to be hey catchy and stuff like that. But other than that, like none of the stuff that they actually sang was catchy and stuff that I would have actually sing and eventually pushed me to go watch the movie again. But hey, that was like my whole thing about the singing the movie. And the other one, when it comes to acting and characters changes, still not a lot of thing. I'm sorry, but it's not like one of those movies where I sit down and see one specific thing that I really want to reflect or just make me self conscious enough to reflect about it on my perspective or like me being the character and actually thinking about like, hey, would have actually done something like this. But I did not really like see anything like this in the movie. Like, I actually watched Snow White in the what do you call this thing? Huntsman or Huxons? I don't know. But I'm gonna try to put it on the screen right there. So I actually watched this thing, I think like probably 4 weeks from 4 weeks ago. And it was a really deep, dark movie. Matter of fact, if I don't have a review as a review, if I don't have like me discussing about this movie somewhere on this channel, so I actually need to do that because hey, it was a movie that I watched. It was really weird, but I really enjoy it, you know? So there was a plot, there was like I'll say at least 75 of the movie was logical. So I was interested about like seeing how the character developed, and I was actually interested into thinking about like, hey, how this specific character think about this specific thing, like how are they gonna react when it comes to them doing this specific matter. But it was not the same as this Snow White movie. Well, I guess they kind of like know for where they are making the movie. I'll say talking about like this Snow White movie that just came out, children and stuff like that. But it's a pretty now way to actually think about making a movie. And I'm not saying this as a movie maker myself because hey, I'm not. I'm just a guy watching movies and talking about them just because I can and I want to. So there's like multiple ways they could have actually go with this whole watching the movie thing because hey, let me tell you something. Not watching the movie, making the movie thing. Let me tell you something. Like not it's not because it's Disney made that only children is gonna watch it. So if you only make it like, hey, it's gonna be appealing to children because it's really bright, colorful, and singing every 2 minutes, it's kind of like, hey, you know what? Let's make this movie for I'll say a 5, maybe 10-year old, and actually make it just for them, or make it just catchy enough so that only them enjoy the movie. Because I'm not gonna lie, those at this like being 5 or 10, you don't really know better when it comes to hey movie and stuff like that because they're not really thinking about the characters. Like the only thing that I can say that you were thinking about when you were those ages or those age was hey, it's really colorful, it's bright, she's happy, and then yeah, that's pretty much about it. But if you're a parent and then you're bringing your child to watch the movie, I'm not gonna lie, want to watch the movie again, just because it's that bad. But maybe we'll compromise a little because you have your children that really want to watch it because they don't really know any better, and then you are eventually going to bring them because hey, you want to make them happy. But I'll say from like a grown up perspective, or I'll say a young adult perspective, this movie was a disaster. But hey, that's just another Disney live action flop, to be honest, which is kind of expected. And I'm not even going to be talking about the fact that, hey, there was like this main character thing where they were saying, like, oh, the evil queen was way prettier than Snow White. Well, this is not really important, even if it kind of like matters in some instances because like beauty is so subjective. Like, what can be beautiful for me will totally be different from what will be beautiful for you. So, this whole beauty thing is really subjective. Like, the other thing that I really want to point out was the fact that, hey, the costumes disaster, terrible. Like, what the heck was she wearing? Talking about the main character, and I'm probably gonna put a picture like over there. Like, what was that? They could have done better. And it's not like they did not really try to show up the costume, like the dress that she was wearing, because hey, was that we had like multiple scenes where you can totally see the dress from top to bottom, and if you're gonna show the dress from top to bottom, just make sure that hey, you know what, it's actually a really beautiful dress and a really pretty dress. Don't make it like you know one of those random dresses that you might go at Walmart to buy for $7 at for how. Yeah, you know what, let me stop because I'm not trying to be mean, but it just the way that this whole movie made me feel. And the thing is, I think I did watch the whole thing from start to finish, but it was really uncomfortable. And I wish I actually started reviewing the movie as I was watching it because it would have been way much more better. And I think my ideas would have been way much more clear and precise when it comes to me reviewing or even talking about the movie, which I did not do because I'm talking about the movie 2 weeks after watching it. The only thing that I don't remember is it was really bad, and I have some notes and stuff that I really wanna reflect on, which I'm pretty sure that I've covered everything that I really want to say because I don't want to keep talking about the movie because I think like the more time that I talk about it, the more negative I'll become because hey, there's like so many things that needed to be said when it comes to this whole movie. But I just decided to point out the fact that the costumes are really terrible, mainly Snow White's dress, and well, the evil queen dress. I'll say well a little because I think on one of the song we had her singing when they had her singing, they showed the back of the dress, which was really just boring, random. So I was like, they could have done better because if you're watching The Weeknd, Ariana Grande dresses perfect. I'm not even gonna say that because I'm not Ariana Grande fan, but it's just totally different from Disney has money, can actually do better, and I'm pretty sure know better. But hey, that was just my thought about the whole movie. So, did you actually watch the Snow White movie? I know it was pretty bad, and people really did not go to watch it, and they dumped the Snow White movie to actually watch Minecraft, which I'm not gonna blame them for. But yeah, there's like much saying there that is really needed to be said about this whole movie, but I'm not gonna say that yet again because I don't want to be mean, and I'm just trying to stay out of it. So that was me watching this movie. So did you guys watch the Snow White movie? Let me know if you watch it, and then maybe we'll talk about it. And the other movie is pretty soon. So thank you for watching this video, guys. So I'm gonna go now, and